I have a little story I'm going to tell you that I witnessed, and I'm in the entertainment business, and I did a concert at an old sailor snug harbor, actually on Staten Island. It was put there by Randall. Randall owned all the property from the South Ferry in New York to Canal Street, and Randall was an old sailor, and he built an old sailor's home. They didn't have pensions, so he had a lot of money, and he wanted the sailors to be able to live out their lives on Staten Island in a magnificent setting. Father Vincent came to a show that night that I was appearing in, and it was the worst night anyone could ever imagine, with fog. And after the show was over, everyone had to drive home, and a 20-minute ride took an hour and a half. You could not see in front of you. That's how thick the fog was. So we were going over my grandmother's house, and to Father Vincent, her name was Aunt Annie, and we were all going to go there after the show, and we were going to have something to eat and enjoy family fun. But we were on the road almost an hour and 10 minutes. It should have been 20 minutes, and there was still another 12 to 15 minutes. But it was a very winding road. So we were all in the car, and he says to my uncle, he says, Ange, would you mind pulling over to the side? So my uncle said, what's the matter, Vin? He said, would you just mind pulling over to the curb for a minute? So my uncle pulls over to the curb, and we're all looking, what's going on. So he opens the door gently, just a little smile, and he says to everybody in the car, he says, and mostly to my Uncle Angelo, who was driving, he said, Ange, I'm going to walk the rest of the way to Aunt Annie's, if that's okay. So my uncle goes, what's the matter? He says, I think God has something else in store for me than to die in a car on Victory Boulevard. That was the name of the street. And how prophetic was that? How spiritual, psychic, whatever name you want to attach to that. And I witnessed that sentence and that statement, And when he died, and how he died and what he did, that all came back to me.